Now we can go through the mathematics test paper A, calculator not allowed. Okay, can we get started with this? Okay, now circle the time, that is 30 minutes before midnight. Midnight is going to be 12. Yeah, it becomes actually 12 a.m. So you go back by half an hour, it'll become what? 11:30 a.m. Well, shh, right, can we not shout out, please? Okay, 11:30 p.m. Just before midnight. Okay, here are 4-digit cards. Question number 2. Here are 4-digit cards. Use all 4 digits to make this sum correct. Now, the numbers which are going to be in the units column, they must give us a 10. So which two numbers add up to a 10?
6 and 4 and 6.
4 and 6. Does it matter which order we put them in? No. Now we have 2 and 7. Does it matter which order we put those in? So that would give us now, inshallah, 100. Okay, let's go. Okay, Stefan makes this design on a square tile. He turns the tile, put a tick on the tile below that has the same design as Stefan's tile. Let's go up a bit, teeny bit more, up. That's enough there. Okay, so we have behind the triangle, the rectangle, and and we have this in the corner over here. Right, which one is it? Well, it can't be this one. It's facing the wrong way. And that one's also facing the wrong way. So those two are definitely wrong. Okay, that one's facing the wrong way. So we got 3 wrong ones straight away. So it's going to be either the first one or the second one. And it's going to be the circle has to be next to the triangle. There. And that has to be underneath. That's in the wrong place. So we're going to go for the second one. Next question, please. Okay, thank you. Right. Double the number in the square and add the number in the triangle to make the number in the circle. So we do 15, we multiply it by 2, that gives us 30, and then we add with this number, it gives us that number. That's how we do the technique. So 35, if we double 35, what do we get? 70, and then 70, and we add the 15, that gives us 85. Well done. Excellent answers. Okay. Now the next question is a reverse question. So they've already given you the answer. So this number here, we have to double it and then add the 10 on the bottom, gives you 150. Now we have to reverse it. Opposite adding 110 is?
Take away 10.
Sorry, opposite adding 10 is taking away 10. So we have 150, take away 10 gives you? 140. So the number double gives you 140. So opposite of doubling is?
Dividing.
Halving. So the answer should be 70. So 70 should be the number that goes into here. Okay. Okay. This table shows where 100 people went on holiday in 2007, 2008. Look at the table. How many more people went to Wales than to Scotland in 2008? So make sure we're in the right place. 2008, and then look up Wales and Scotland. Wales and Scotland. And the question, Adam, what's it mean by how many more people? What does that mean, Adam, to you? It means look at the. You just repeat the question. What does it mean mathematically? If you're adding them, taking them away, multiplying them, what does it mean? Take away, that's right. Okay, so we have to get the large number, the large value minus the small value. The large value is 28 and the small value is
13.
And 28 take away 13 is
15.
15. So remember, we're looking at 2008. Don't get confused and go to the wrong column. Okay, we all got that?
Yeah.
Good. Can we go to the next question, please? You need to wake up. Okay, which country had the greatest increase in visitors from 2007 to 2008? Let's bring down the table again, please. Right, from 2007 to 2008. So we're going from this column to that column, and we want to know how much did it increase by, how much more was it? And the increase we work out by doing what? Same what you said last month, what do we do? Take them away. So we got 26, take away 18.
Equals 8.
That gives us, we got 17 and 38. The difference between this, now it goes here. The question says, which country had the greatest increase in visitors from 2007 to 2008? So we're looking at the ones that went up. So we look at this one. Because that went down. Did this one go up?
No.
Did this one go up?
No.
Yes. So we have to do 28 minus 19. That'll give us an answer of 9. So that increased by 9. That increased by 8. Okay, we got 4 to 16. Is that an increase? Yes. How much did it increase by?
12.
So which one had the greatest increase? USA. Is that the right place? Okay, have you got the USA? Happy with that? Okay. Okay, it says one battery weighs the same as 60 paper clips. Because one pencil sharpener weighs the same as 20 paper clips. One pencil sharpener. Okay, that's paper clips and that's pencil sharpener. So one pencil sharpener weighs the same as 20 paper clips. Because how many pencil sharpeners weigh the same as one battery? Okay. So how do we get from, so one battery is how many paper clips? 60. So how do we get from 20 to 60?
30.
Or we do ratio?
30 times.
What is it, year one?
30.
Okay. 20 or 30 is 60.
By 3.
Time by 3. We're doing a ratio question. Ratio, so as we triple this, okay, after what we've done to the number of paper clips, we have triple them. So if you triple that, what do you do to this?
Triple that.
Triple that as well. So the question is, how many pencil sharpeners weigh the same as one battery? And the answer is
3.
3. It's not about adding in this case, it's about multiplying. How many times more is it? This is called a direct proportional question, direct ratio. Next question, how many paper clips weigh the same as 2 batteries and 4 pencil sharpeners together? How many paper clips? 2 batteries. Well, what is one battery?
60.
One battery is 60. So what's 2 batteries?
120.
120. Because what do we do? Time by 2. Now, we've got to work out 4 pencil sharpeners. Well, one pencil sharpener is what? Was 20. We need 4 of them. So Yusuf, how do we go from 1 to 4? What do we do?
We times it by.
Times it by 4. Times that by 4. 20 times by 4 is?
800. 80.
Okay, 20 times by 4 is 80. So, we have 120 here.
And 100.
And 80 over there. So we have this one. What do we do these two?
Add the 200.
So that gives us 200. Okay, this is what we're doing here is called direct proportion ratio questions. Double this, triple this, quadruple this. Okay, we have 4 of those, 2 of those. Okay, we're happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, is that our next question? It goes calculate 48 divided by 3. So what's the technique that we use for this?
Bus stop.
The bus stop method. So how many 3's will go into 4?
1
Is 1 remainder.
1.
How many 3's go into 18?
6. Answer 16.
Answer 16. Okay. The question number 8 says, draw the reflection of the shaded shape in the middle line. Can we take up, please? Now, reflection is all about distance. So we look at this point here. How far is it from the middle line? 1.5. So there's a half. There's 1. So that point will go over there. Okay, this point here is actually on the middle line, stays there. So this point goes this way, that one goes that way. Now, this point here, it is 1.5. So that's half and 1. So that point goes there. So these two join together. These two join together. Then we have this point over here. This point over here is half a square away from the middle. So half away on the other side will be there. So we gain each point. We're getting each point of the shape and we are reflecting it to the other side. The next we have is this point here, which is 1.5. Half and 1. This one here is 1.5, half and 1. So these two join together, these two join together. That one goes towards this, that one goes there. That one goes this way, that one goes that way. And this point here doesn't move anywhere because it's actually on the middle line itself. The point on the middle line doesn't move, stays there. So that is the shape that we should get. Okay, are we happy with how we done that, Adam? Can you remind us what the technique is for reflecting that shape? What do? We start off with points. What do you do with the points? We measure the distance from the point to the middle line. So that's 1.5, it'll be 1.5 other side. If that's on the middle line, it's on the middle line, just move. 0 distance. Okay, good. Right, let's move on to the next question. Next question. Okay. Too hard. Okay, a fraction of each shape is shaded. Okay, Adam, how much of the shape is shaded?
Half.
Okay, Yusuf, this one, how much is shaded?
3/4.
Okay, how much of this is shaded?
1/4.
So 1/4 one will be done. Now that's 1/4. So 1/4 occupies 2 marks. So another 2 marks will be
A half.
2/4 or a half. Put half in brackets. And then another 2 jumps will be 3/4. And the last one is 4/4, which is a whole. Now, we need to put half on there. So half is right there. So we have to draw a line.
Half and 3/4.
And 3/4 will be this one here. Okay. Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
Yes, can we go to the next question, please? Okay, this graph shows the age of players at a football club. This vertical axis, or the y-axis, is the number of players. They're giving us the frequency. And the age in years is the data that's running on here. That's the group data, which is the age in years. It says that how many players are aged 30 or younger? 30 or younger is referring to this bar here and all the other bars. So we're talking about all the information from there to here, from here to there. So first of all, 26 to 30, Yusuf, how many people do you have in there? 12. Khadija, from 21 to 25, how many people do you have in that data? 8, thank you. And 16 to 20,
7.
we have 7. Okay, Zara said 7. Okay, Hafsa, explain to me why she said 7, because 7 is not actually on the line. There's no 7 here written. How did she get 7?
Because it's between 6 and 8.
And the number between 6 and 8 is?
7.
Well done. So even though the number 7 is not on there, it's actually referring to a number halfway between 6 and 8, which is 7. Excellent. Now, what do we do with these 3 numbers? Yusuf, add them up. So let's start with, we've got 7, 8, and 12. Well, 8 and 2 will give you
10.
And then add the 7 will give you.
17. 9.
Okay. So that first answer should give us an answer of
27.
how many players are age 30 or younger is 27 players. Okay, are you happy with that question? Let's work it out. Move on to the. Is it? Don't move yet. The next question says a player aged 36 and a player aged 39 join the club. Add this information. So it's 36 and 39. Now, yeah, 36 and 39, two players join the club. Where do they both go?
36 to 40.
So we need to add two players to it. So we're going to go from here to
There. That's correct.
okay. So we need to increase this last but one bar up to the value of 6. Okay, we happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to the next question. Can we go up a bit more, please? Question number 11. Amir and Nora buy some fruit. Amir buys 2 pineapples and a box of peaches. How much does he pay? It's like going for shopping, basically. He buys 2 pineapples. So pineapple costs how much each? £1.40. We times it by 2, what will that give us? £2.80. And a box of peaches cost?
£1.99.
What do we do with these two?
Add them.
Add them up.
9.
9, 8 and 9 will give you. Copy this one. 2, 1 and 1 will give you.
4.
Okay, how much does he pay? He pays
£4.79.
£4.79. Okay. Double it, add it, get the total. Okay, Nora buys half a kilogram of grapes. Leave this. Okay. I'll just do working over here. I'm going to do my working over here. Can you make sure you do your working in the box underneath, please? So Laura buys half a kilogram of grapes. Now, grapes cost how much? £2.50, and that is how much? 1 kilogram. If I want half a kilogram, Yusuf, how much does half a kilogram cost me?
Half a kilogram cost.
So how do I get from here to half a kilogram? So from 1 kilogram to there, what have I done? I've halved it. So if I halve the weight, I've got half the price. And what's half of £2.50, Yusuf? That'll give us £1.25. Okay. She buys half a kilogram of grapes and 1 pineapple. So the pineapple cost us. So these two numbers here, we have to add them together. 5 at nothing is still 5. 2 at 4 is, copy the decimal points down. 1 at 1 is 2. So the answer for that second part of the question is?
No. Oh, yeah.
No, this is the first part of the answer. £2.65 is how much it cost. Okay, this question has 2 parts. Because how much change does she get from £5? So first of all, we worked out the cost of half a kilo of grapes. Then we use one pineapple. That gives £2.65 as the cost. But we want to find out the change. So we have to start with £5. And we minus £2.65.
And the answer is £3.
Okay, now what I'll need to do now is what's the technique? Adam, okay, can you give me the technique for working this out manually without using calculator?
5 and take away £2.65.
Okay, how do we do that? Just the normal method of taking away. Go on, Adam. You start at the 0, we can't do it. You will take a 5.
Borrow from 5.
The 5 becomes a 4. And the one that I borrowed with, I'll give it to you first 0, the second 0. And then what do we do?
Cross it out, take it to 9. And then 10.
So 10 take away 5 will give us?
5.
And 9 take away 6 will give us?
2. 3.
2. 3.
2.
And 4 take away 2 will give us?
£2.65.
Okay, so the answer should give us £2 and 35p is the answer for this one here. That's the answer for the bottom one. You can't see that one more. These are there for the moment. Okay, so we got to look at the cost of half kilogram, at the cost of the pineapple, total cost, minus for £5. There's actually 2-3 different steps that we have to do to get that one answer. Okay? Okay. Alright, you all got that down? Good, let's move on to the next question. Okay, stop there. Lovely. Amr says all numbers that end in a 4 are multiples of 4. Is he correct? Yes or no? So first of all, give me the example where he's not correct.
14 is a multiple of 4.
Okay, how do we test the number 14 is not a multiple of 4? What's the test for it? We have to divide it by? So what's 14 divided by 4?
3
And I?
remainder. 3 remainder 2.
Okay, which is equivalent to an answer of 3 and a half. So it's not in the 4 times table. So what would we say here? 14 ends in a 4. Okay, but is not a multiple of 4. Okay, it's not a multiple of 4. And that's the test that we do, is the divisibility test. Still snowing, yes.
We have these confusing.
So 14 is not in the 4 times table. Okay, have you all got that done?
Yeah.
Move on to the next question, please. Next question. Here are six quadrilaterals with their mathematical names. Laura chooses one of the quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals means, Ruqayya, what quadrilateral means, what kind of shape? A four-sided shape, any four-sided shape. It has two acute angles. What is an acute angle, Adam? What's the definition of an acute angle? 90. Smaller than 90. Good. Acute angle is more than 90. So we're looking for has two acute angles. So is that an acute angle there?
Yes.
And that one?
Yeah.
And this one?
Yeah.
And this one?
Yeah.
Okay, and this one?
No.
And this one?
No. Yeah.
Yes? Yes. So, okay, these are right angles here, so they're not acute angles. And these all look like that's obtuse. That one looks like an obtuse as well. And that looks like an obtuse or a right angle. And that one looks like an acute angle. So it's got to have two acute angles, and all four sides have to be the same length. So is it going to be parallelogram, rhombus? Which one is going to be out of these two?
Rhombus.
Rhombus. Okay, so rhombus. Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, leave it there for the moment. We need to. Next question. Next question is. No, Stefan chooses one of the quadrilaterals. He says it has more than one obtuse angle. It has no parallel sides. Now, first of all, the parallel side question, this one here. That's parallel sides, and that one parallel. These are parallel. Which one's left? Kite. Kite is the only shape there that has got more than one obtuse angle and has got no parallel sides. It's a kite. Lovely. Okay, question number 14. It says here, circle two decimals that have a difference of 0.5. Okay, Zara, what does the word difference mean in mathematics? When we take them away. So we have a number, we take them away, give us an answer of 0.5. So we look at the numbers. First of all, what do we realize? How many decimal places do you have here? 2. How many do you have here?
1.
So let's make it 2. Okay, right. Zara, can you read this first number for me now? What is it? Read it to me properly. Hafsa. 0.20. Okay, remember when the decimal point is red, all the number digits must be read individually. That's 0.25, not 0.25. That's wrong. 0.40. Now we can look at the numbers more easily. And we're looking for a difference of 0.5 or 0.5. 0. Okay. So if you start with 60, we take 50, we need 10. That doesn't work. 0.75 and
Take it. 0.25.
these two. Okay. Yes? Okay. Are we happy with that one?
Yeah.
Can you move on to the next question, please? Each of these cards has two numbers on it. Stefan chooses one card.
Oh, yes.
Without looking, he adds the two numbers together. What is the most likely total of the numbers on his card? So let's work out the totals first for ourselves first. So that 6 at 4 will give us
10.
1 at 7 is,
8.
5 at 7 is,
12.
3 at 5 is,
8.
6 at 2 is,
8.
and 6 at 6 is 12. So which is the most likely total?
8.
8. Next question, please. This container has 900 milliliters of water in it. From there to there, 900 milliliters. Laura pours out some water so that it looks like this. How much water has Laura poured out? First of all, we need to work out the scale. So, Yusuf, from here to there, 300. How many gaps we have in the scale? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 300 milliliters divided by 6. So 300 milliliters divided by 6 gives me Khadija.
50 going in.
So 50 milliliter per gap. That's per line. Gap. That's our scale. Now, if we count down from there to there, is how many milliliters?
300.
And that's one more gap. The gap was 50. So how much have we lost altogether?
350.
So how much water has she poured out?
350.
350. So 300 parts is easy to read, but the extra line is represented by 50. So it's 300 plus 50. Are you happy with that? Right. Can you take it up a bit? If possible. Okay. Okay, take it up. Then she pulls out another 150. So how much do we have in the last one we had?
350.
350.
Take 150.
So we're going to take away, she pulls out another 150.
150. That's wrong.
Then she pours out another 150 milliliters of water. She had 350 in top one, yes?
No. Yeah.
No, she poured out 300.
She poured out 350. How much did she have in the top one? Because the graphs move now.
550.
Okay. Right, we have in the top one. Take it back up, please. Okay, we've lost 50 millimeters here. 50 milliliters. So that's 600. Take away 50. Will give us 550 milliliters is left of here. Okay, leave on this one. Move out. Right, 550 milliliters is what we got left, and now you got to pour out another 150.
550.
So 550 take 150 is
400.
400 milliliters. Okay. Can we take it up now, please? Little bit. Right. We need to go from 300 to 400. And each jump is worth
50.
50. So how many jumps do you go up?
2.
Okay, it goes draw an arrow to show the new level of the water. Okay. Move up, please. Next question. Okay, teeny bit more, teeny bit more. So Amir has teeny bit more. I'll leave it there. Amir has 3 parcels. Parcels A and B together weigh as same as parcel C. So what do we say this balance is in? Equilibrium. Say equal, right here. The 3 parcels weigh 800 grams altogether. So if they weigh 800 grams altogether, the first question is, How much does each side weigh? 400 each. So 400 and 400 give us.
800.
Okay, says here parcel A weighs 250. So hang on a second. Going to shout out 250 at B is equal to 400. Now, what's the opposite of adding 250 is?
Minus.
Minus 250. 400 minus 250 is?
Minus 250.
400 minus 250 is?
150.
150. How much does parcel B weigh?
150.
Parcel B weighs 150. Okay? Is that all on the page? 400 on both sides. 400 and 400 gives you 800. This side is 400. 250 at B. B must be 150. Next question, please. You're only out of time. No, no. Okay, finish it off. Next question. It says write all the numbers between 50 and 100 that are factors of 180. What does that word factors of 180 mean? Factors
Numbers that can go into numbers.
into that number, yes.
Into
The numbers that go into the number, a more better definition of go into it would be numbers that will divide into the number. Okay, without leaving a remainder. Okay, so let's have a look at the factor of 180. What does 180 divide by?
60.
Okay, now looking at numbers bigger than 50, so we go for 60. What will that give us?
30.
3? So it gives 1800. Okay, what else will divide by?
30. 90.
60, 70, 80, 90. And that will give us 2. Okay, and it's going to be between 50 and 100. Are there any more?
No.
No.
It's 60 and 90. Okay.
Okay, next question. It says calculate 602 times by 57. Okay, how many of you are familiar with the long multiplication? More familiar? So 602, 57. I'm doing mine above the box. Can you do yours in the box, please? On the first line, what do we multiply by? So 2 times by 7 will give you 0 times by 7 will give you plus the 1. 6 times by 7 will give you. Try to make sure you keep all the numbers in the wrong columns. Don't squeeze the numbers up. Spread them out too much. Now we move on to the second digit. We must put a 0 in first because it's 2 times by 50 really. 2 times by 5 is. And then 0 times by 5 is 0. Add the 1. 6 times by 5 is. Okay, now we need to add them up. So that'll give you 4. 1 at nothing is. 2 at 1 is.
3.
4 at nothing is.
4. 3. 34,300.
You get 34,314 should be the answer. You put in the box at the bottom.
How do we put a comma in there?
You don't need to. We put a comma here because we're listing some numbers. Normally people put commas, but you do it all. Okay, next question, please. Okay, lovely. Laura has some identical rectangles. They are 7 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide. What have they done to the rectangle? They have turned them around 90 degrees. So the 7 centimeters is now where? There. And the 2 centimeters is where? Okay. The question says, what is the perimeter of the large rectangle? Now, Khadija, what does the word perimeter mean?
The distance around the shape.
Okay, correct. The word perimeter means the distance around the shape. So let's work our way around the shape. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 10 on the bottom,
10
which
at
means
the top.
10 at the top.
That's 20.
So we have 10 and 10 is 20, 7 and 7 is
14.
14. So we're going to add them all up.
You can say 34.
So the perimeter of the shape is 34 centimeters. Okay, don't move the shape yet. Don't move the shape. Okay, the next question, which is at the bottom of the page over here, it says, what is the area of the large rectangle? So, okay, let's not shout out the answer. So if you want to work out for the next question, the area, I'm writing mine above here. Can you make sure you do yours in the space below? What is the formula for area? Let's have Ruqayya. Formula for area.
You 10.
Okay, formula for area, Yusuf.
Length times by base.
Length times by width. Okay, that's the formula. Now, what is the length, Mr. Khadija? What is the length of the shape?
10.
10. Okay, what is the width, Adam?
7.
7. So 10 times by 7, Yusuf?
70.
70. Okay, 70 bananas.
centimeters squared.
70 centimeters squared. Well done. That is the area of that shape. 70 centimeters squared. Okay, has everyone got that down?
Yeah.
Okay, keep on going. Okay, 40 children predicted who would win the boys' race at sports day. The pie chart shows their predictions. What kind of pie chart is this straight away? It is a percentage pie chart. So the 40 children are in the pie chart. The pie chart is worth 100%. It says that what percentage of the children predicted that Stefan would win? Okay, now,
20.
hang on a second. This here is exactly a quarter of the pie chart, and a quarter of 100, what's 100?
25.
Divided by 4 is equal to
25.
25%. So from here to here is 25%. Now, in this section here, how much percent do we know? 5. So the calculation is 25% minus 5.
25.
So that'll give you 20%. By looking at the proportion, quarter means 25%. 5 already being counted for, 20% left over. Okay. Because 10 children predicted the winner of the race correctly. 10 children. Now, how many children do we have?
40.
40. So 10 out of 40 got the right person. Now we need to change that into a percentage. How do we change 10 out of 40 into a percentage? I want a technique for doing it. What is the technique, Yusuf?
You times it by 100 over 1.
Well done. Now, this has now become a multiplying fractions question. So there's two ways of doing it, or probably even more. We can multiply the top numbers, multiply bottom numbers and divide it on, or we can start cancelling now. We start cancelling. Cancelling is the same as simplifying. So we divide that by 10 and divide that by 10. Now you got 4 and 100. Okay, now everybody realize the 4 is actually a factor of 100, but let's divide by 2 first. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 100 divided by 2 is
50.
and then 2 divided by 2 is
1.
and 50 divided by 2 is 25. So if you don't realize that 4 is a factor straight away, you can do it in 2 steps. But you can still get the same answer. Now, we got on the top left over now, we got 1 times by 25. 1 times by 25. And on the bottom, we got, what's on the bottom? 1 times by 25 divided by 1 is equal to 25 divided by 1 is 25%. The question says here, 10 children predicted the winner. So what percentage chose the winner? What percentage? Okay, so that's there you go, that's 10. So we have to now look at the pie chart and see which section is exactly 1/4. Because as we said earlier, that 25% is a quarter of so it's going to be Jack. So this here represents 1/4, which is equivalent to 25%. So who won the race? Jack won the race. Okay, guys, explain how you know. For the part that explain how you know, we need to write down, put this into that part of the bottom. 10 out of 40 is equivalent to 25%. 25% is a quarter of the pie chart. Jack occupies quarter of the pie chart. Okay, shall I write that down in words for you?
Oh, that's a new
10 out of 40 is the same as 25% or a quarter. Jack represents the quarter of the pie chart.
Don't go away. Sorry, move away.
Ten out of 40 is the same as 25% of a quarter. Jack represents a quarter of the pie chart. Okay. Done?
Done. Now,
Two of the fractions below are equivalent. Okay. So we got 3, 10, 12, 15, 20. All the denominators are different. What should we do first to try to make things a bit more simple? We should
and times
cancel
cancel.
them down, see what they cancel down to. So what do 6 and 10 divide by? Highest common factor? 2. 6 divided by 2 is? So 6/10 is the same as 3/5. 9 and 12, what do they both divide by?
3,
Three. Which gives you?
3/4.
Okay, 10, 15, add them, what do they both divide by?
5
By 5. 10 divided by 5, add them is?
is
2. And 15 divided by 5 is?
3.
3. Okay, have you found any equivalent fractions?
16, 20.
Yeah, 3.
This one is equivalent to
10, 15.
10, 15. Don't need to do any more. Okay, we're nearly finishing. Right, can we go, please? Okay, coordinates. It's coming up a lot on the papers. Take it up, please, a bit more. A, B, C, D is a rectangle. A rectangle is very important because a rectangle has got special properties. These lengths are the same as that length. This length same as that length. That's what you mean by rectangle. So certain things we can assume by the shape. The sides of the rectangle are parallel to the axis. Okay, so that means this line here is the same distance from this line. Okay, all the way across. What are the coordinates of D and E? Right. D. Let's look at A. Okay, how far along the x-axis is A by looking at the coordinates of them? So which one of these two numbers tell us is along the x? Is it the first number or the second number? Go on. The first number, well done. So this is minus 10 along the x. So we know straight away that D has is minus 10. Now, we need to find out how much below the zero line is D. So, Hafsa, what do we look at now? Which part of information is A or C is going to help us do the next part of information? Find out how much below the zero, the x-axis is D value. You want to look at this distance here? We look at C. Which number do we look at? The first number or the second number?
That's my number.
Second number, because the second number tells you how much below the x-axis, the y value. So it's come down by minus 4. So this value here is minus 4. So D, is that D also at minus 4? Yes. So D has a coordinate of minus 10 along the x. It's gone minus 10 and gone down by 4. Okay. Now they want us to work out the coordinates of E. Now E has it moved along the x-axis at all? No. No has an O in it. So it says 0. It hasn't moved. So it's 0 along the x-axis. He hasn't moved along, it's just on that line. What is the height of E? How high has he gone? Will it, it has gone height as a height of 8. Okay. Okay, this is the last question. This design has one large square and two identical small squares. The design measures 36 centimeters by 28 centimeters. Calculate the length of a side of the large square. Now, large, small, large, small, small. Let's write down large and small, large and small and small. Okay, what is the distance of this long one?
36.
And the distance of this one? 28. Okay, by looking at this equation, they both have a large, don't they? Through those. They both have a small, don't they? So what's extra in the bottom one? It has one extra small. So the difference between these two must be worth that. So if we do now 36 minus 28, what's 36 minus 28?
10. 36. 8.
8, good. So 8 must be the distance of the S. Because to calculate the length of a side of the large square, now that we know what the small one's worth, we can go back and work out the big one. So this is part of the answer. We haven't got the answer yet. So we know that the large one and the small one gives you 28. And we know the small one is equal to 8. Okay, I want to know a technique. Khadija, right. Khadija, what's the technique for solving this? I don't want you to give me the answer mentally from your head. I want you to give me the answer. Large at 8 is 28. I don't want you to just give me the answer. Tell me, how would we work out the answer?
You do the inverse.
You do the inverse of what? Inverse of plus 8. Inverse of plus 8 is? So the large one is equal to 28 minus 8, which is the answer of?
20.
And that is the end of today's session, the 23rd of March 2013. Folks, I hope you've benefited from this session, and hopefully we'll try to upload this video onto YouTube later on this evening. Okay, and you'll find the video on Imran Iqbal one-to-one tutor. If you search that onto YouTube, hopefully you'll find today's lesson on there. Okay, thank you very much. Wrong button.